Hey guys, Rob Lord, real estate coach. I specialize in helping people that do not have a sphere, they do not have a network, bust into luxury real estate. And today I'm going to tell you the best way to get started in that. You have got to have great buyer leads. Unfortunately, you might not run in the circles that has people buying $2, $3, $4, $5 million houses. So today I'm going to teach you how to crack the code, go meet those people, and make them instantly want to use you as their buyer's agent because you're going to offer them such a unique value proposition. And I'm going to get incredibly detailed today. I'm actually going to tell you how to get 5 high-end buyer leads this weekend. And I want you to ask yourself something before I actually teach you the nitty-gritty. I'm going to give it all away in this video. But before I do, I want you to seriously ask yourself a question. If you listen to this whole thing and it seems like you could actually go out and get 5 or 6 really awesome buyer leads, maybe the best leads you've ever had, will you do it? Okay, so you probably thought I was going to try to sell you something. I'm absolutely selling nothing. I really want you to question yourself right now and ask yourself if you'll do this, because the most crucial thing for busting into luxury real estate is if you're willing to get outside your comfort zone. And so the tactic I'm going to teach you to use this very weekend will get you outside your comfort zone, but it's not going to cost you anything, and it really, really works. So let's start with a quick summary of what this is. You are going to go knock on high-end renters' doors. Don't freak out.
Don't panic, SpongeBob. Panic is the enemy. You are strong.
I've coached a lot of people, guys. This is my first YouTube video where I'm taking it to the masses, but I've coached a lot of people that are trying to do this. And when I say door knocking, people just shut down.
No way, mister.
Do not shut down. You're not gonna be one of these people that's schlepping yard to yard, begging people to buy your candy bars or new utilities or whatever. You're going to be very intentional, and it's not gonna be awkward. And let me just back up a little bit. I started with one of the big giant brokerages here in the country, and I love them. I think they're great. But the system they taught me as a new agent for door knocking was to go around and invite people, circle door knock around an open house that another agent in office would have coming up this weekend. That is so cringy, okay? I feel so bad for people doing that because I've done it. I know how ineffective it is, and I know how just awkward it feels, okay? So what I'm gonna teach you is still gonna get you out of your comfort zone, but it's gonna be so much more effective and so much less awkward than that because you're offering these people some real value, and I'm gonna teach you that right now. Okay, so you're gonna knock on high-end renters' doors. The reason is, a lot of times, more than 50% of the time, they're paying a ton of money to lease a nice luxury house because they've relocated. They can afford the down payment. They're not freaking out because of what interest rates are doing. They're just gonna refinance later. And the best ones are the people that have little kids and they've relocated into a luxury high-end neighborhood that has a very highly ranked public school district associated with that. That is gold. And I know you're thinking right now, okay, Rob, cool, we can identify where these people live that would make great buyer leads, but I have nothing to add to these people. What can I possibly say that would make them want to work with me? And I'm gonna tell you right now, you're just gonna make a quick value proposition to them of, hey guys, in case you're thinking about buying when this lease runs out, I am the best agent in town for finding properties off market. Anybody can open up a door. I'm the person that can actually dig and grind and present to you more properties than anyone else, so you have more options if you're trying to stay in this particular subdivision, this neighborhood, this school zone, whatever it is. People love that, especially wealthy, self-made people love it when you're out there hustling and actually earning that 2.5%, 3% commission, whatever it is. But we're getting into the detail now, and I'll tell you, I've done this all over the country in all different markets. To get 5 good buyer leads, you're gonna need roughly 60 doors to knock on, 60. Really easy to make the list of the houses you're gonna prospect to. All you do, go into the MLS, you know how to use the MLS, you're a realtor, and search for leased properties, just like you would search for solds if you were doing comps for somebody. Search for leased properties, search a big, giant geographic area, probably the biggest you can possibly work, to make sure you find the highest end renters in your area. Draw a big polygon, whatever you need to do. Don't limit it to a particular school zone or subdivision or anything like that just yet. So make a big polygon, search renters, and this is crucial. Search people that rented at least 4 months ago. You're gonna go to the preceding 4 months to 16 months. So they rented 4 to 16 months ago. That's gonna be your sweet spot, because people who just signed the lease, they're not interested in looking for houses yet. You'll go talk to them later. So you're gonna make this big list, and then as you look at your search results, organize it, kind of toggle it, whatever it is in your MLS, toggle it so it shows the most to least expensive rental properties. And that's your list. All you do is just share that list with yourself, just like you would a client. Send yourself a link, text yourself a link. It'll be on your phone. You'll have them all mapped out to make this very easy. Pull up so they can see your car. You're not going door to door to door, okay? Pull up to that house very intentionally. Walk up to the door, knock and ring the doorbell. I like to do shave and a haircut 2-bit because it makes it sound like I'm not a cop. And then I immediately back up. Guys need to back up about 20 feet. I know that seems weird, but guys, you can be intimidating. You're a stranger. You need to back up about 20 feet. Ladies, maybe not quite so far. I'm gonna run through the whole script right now. Then we're gonna talk about the details. And also I'm gonna have a PDF you can download and see the script so you can really work on it and practice it with a friend. But here's the script. So you knock, you back up 20 feet back, and you're smiling. They answer the door, they're skeptical. They say, hey, I'm not selling anything. I'm Rob Lord, I'm actually a real estate agent. The reason I was knocking on your door is because I saw on the tax record that you guys were leasing, and I do a ton of off market in blah, 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 school zone, neighborhood, whatever. And I just wanted to see if there was any chance you guys were thinking about buying when your lease runs out, if you'd like to see anything before it hits the market. Are you guys thinking about buying at the end of your lease? So I know that's a mouthful, guys, but you gotta get it all out because otherwise it doesn't make sense. They'll stop and interrupt you and say, oh, no, I don't own this house, I'm renting. So you gotta make it very clear.
Can you repeat that, please?
Let me do it one more time and then we'll talk about it. Hey, how's it going? I'm not selling anything. I'm Rob Lord, I'm actually a real estate agent. The reason I was knocking on your door is because I saw online on the tax records that you guys were leasing, and I do a lot of off market in this subdivision, this school zone, whatever. And I just wanted to see if there was any chance you guys were thinking about buying when your lease runs up, if you'd like to see any houses before they go into the MLS. Okay, so I said those two differently a little bit, and that's actually a good lesson because I think it's very important to realize why you're there, to internalize it so you're not just some robot going
Giving some awkward script.
You're there to add value. You shouldn't feel guilty for knocking on their door because you are actually going to help them. You truly are, and I'm gonna tell you how you're gonna do it, but you truly are gonna open up a lot more houses for them to see than just the MLS. It's real. You're gonna earn their business. It's not a gimmick, and I'm gonna tell you about that in just a second. But let's talk about the script just a little bit. So the first thing I did was I tried to get them to at least smile back, if not laugh, okay? Hopefully you have a nice car, it's clean, you're well-dressed, you're put together. And when you say, hey, I'm not selling anything, I want you to convey that you think those door knockers that go around selling stuff and annoying people are annoying too, okay? It's like, hey, I'm not one of those guys. 90% of the time they'll smile back, it's disarming. And I never have people get mad at me anymore. When I first started door knocking, trying that circle prospecting thing I talked about earlier, it was brutal. People were bad. I mean, I got cussed out, it was just bizarre. But this is very intentional. We're offering value immediately, so you're gonna be pleasantly surprised when you go do this. Okay, so you do the little thing at the beginning, try to make them laugh, not selling anything, and then you're just saying, listen, I don't know who you are, this is not creepy, I just saw online that this house is rented, and then you immediately take control of the conversation, you keep going, and you say, I do a lot of off-market, that's my specialty. Hey, just in case you're thinking about buying when your lease is up, what are you looking for, okay? I wanna tee more things up for you. And that actually brings me to the next point. So you're going to get a very clear answer. This is beautiful. We're not going to networking breakfasts. We're not begging people to refer us clients. Like, hey, who do you know that's gonna buy or sell a house? None of that. You're just boom, saying, hey, what can I help you with? I do a lot of off market right here. So they're gonna say yes or no. If they say anything other than yes, if they say, well, yeah, maybe, but my best friend's an agent, she's already showed us a bunch of houses, we have to work with her, move on, okay? I am about teaching you how to bust into luxury real estate with good leads, with offering value, without begging for business. That does not work to beg for business. You have to create a dynamic where they want to use you because you're offering more value. So that's what we're doing. So if it's not an immediate yes, move on. But if it's a yes, I want you to immediately take control of that conversation. You're gonna say, okay, cool, when's your lease run out? They're gonna tell you what their timeline is, right? That's crucial information you need to know. You need to know their timeline and their budget and what they're looking for. So you're knocking out the timeline thing first, you're getting the rapport going, and then again, taking control of the conversation. This is very crucial. Say something like, I do a lot of off market. Tell me 4 or 5 bullet points for the perfect house for me to lay in y'all's lap, okay? And then just let them roll, because people love talking about what their dream house is. People love to talk.
People say I talk too much.
It's gonna make them like you more the more you let them talk. So let them go, and it's very important that you're memorizing these bullet points.
Are you worried about how to memorize so much?
Okay, so let me give you an example of a common one with a family that's in a nice school district. They might say, oh, we need at least, house as big as this one. This is 3,500 square feet. We gotta have 4 bedrooms. We need a pool, And I would love to be on a cul-de-sac because our kids like to go outside and play. If something in a cul-de-sac zone for the same elementary school would be amazing. And then, it's not rocket science, you repeat that back to them, okay? You say, okay, Susan, let me make sure I understand. You want at least 3,500 square feet, pool, needs to be on a cul-de-sac. Obviously, it's got to be zoned for Smith Elementary. And they're gonna nod their head, and this is going great, okay? And there's probably gonna be some more conversational, natural stuff happening in the midst of this. But the thing you do after this, and it's not awkward at all, and I've coached so many agents that think this next part's awkward, I promise you it's not. It's just saying, okay, great, what's your phone number? What's your email? Because at this point, they've told you all this stuff. They want you to tee it up for them. It's bizarre if you don't get their phone number.
I could be wrong, but I'd call whoever's interested and see if they're still interested. Call me back.
Okay, so do not hesitate for that. Just be very casual. It will come natural after you do this a couple of times. Okay, great. What's your phone number? Oh, how do you spell your last name? Get their full name if you can, because then you can Facebook friend request them half the time. So, okay, great. What's your phone number? Oh, let me get your email address. And what's your last name? Very casual. They'll give it to you. So a couple more things we need to go over. And I know you're wondering, well, how the frick am I going to get more houses for these guys? I'm brand new to this neighborhood. I'm talking out my rear. I don't know luxury. You do. You are going to fulfill this promise. Very simple. You are going to write handwritten, not a copy of a handwritten letter. You're going to write an actual handwritten letter.
Didn't you ever write me a letter?
To the individual people in this example, said school zone that have the house with a pool on a cul-de-sac with 3,500 square feet. Ideally, people that have owned for more than 7 or 8 years, okay? You can search all that in your tax record. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry, just call your local MLS board. They'll walk you through it, okay? There's a very systematized way to do this, and that's what my next video is gonna teach you. Because the beautiful part is, not only are you going to get these buyers access to houses no one else will, you're earning the right to do business with them. Let me tell you the beautiful thing that happens when you're digging and grinding and trying to find that buyer house off market and writing letters. You're going to send them a picture, a 4 or 5 second video of all the letters you've written for them spread out on a table, and you're gonna show them a little video of you dumping them in the mail, and then a week later, you're gonna tell them about the leads you're getting, okay? This is going to ingratiate you to them, even if they decide to buy something that's listed in the MLS. They are going to feel obligated to use you, and they're going to want to use you, okay? This is the beautiful thing about this. It's authentic, it's real. There's a 50% chance, roughly, you're gonna find them a house. It really works a huge percentage of the time. But here's the other icing on the cake for doing this. When you send out about 125 letters a week, which is gonna be your human capacity without losing your mind if you're writing them yourself, and we'll talk more about that again in the next video. But if you're doing that, that should parlay into 2 good appointments with sellers per week. So now you're rolling into taking listings in that same luxury market you're trying to crack into, and you're approaching that seller with the authenticity of you've got the buyers.
The buyers are there.
So guys, this is win, win, win. This is amazing system. This is a way that anyone can break into a new luxury market if you're willing to work, you can talk to people, you can smile, and you're willing to grind, and you hate the fact that everyone else is doing luxury. They're born and raised there, they're already wealthy. That's who's getting 95% of the multi-million-dollar deals. It is infuriating to me, and that's why I'm on a mission to fix it and get the business to the people who are willing to work and add value to their customers. I've got 2 more tips. One of them is pretty controversial, hang in there and I'll explain it to you, but the first one is pretty obvious. When you're about to go into that market, you've got to be able to talk the talk. The shortcut to learn the market, you can literally get there an hour before you start door knocking, is whip out Zillow, start looking at the recently solds immediately around the houses you're about to knock, especially the houses that are on their street or right behind them, or as you pull into their house. You're gonna wanna know what they're listed for, how long they've been on the market roughly. You don't have to memorize the exact details. You're gonna wanna know what's recently sold on their street, because it's probably gonna come up in conversation, and you can look like a baller agent who's been doing business there for a long time if you're already familiar with it. And also make sure you kind of memorize roughly the price per square foot of what things are recently selling for, and then how many days on market they're sitting on market. But again, 45 minutes of skating through Zillow will get you there. Do not overthink this. Do not hesitate. I want you to truly do this weekend. And the second tip that's a little more controversial is these people don't know, like, and trust you. You need to look the part as you become the part. So unfortunately, a lot of people, consciously or subconsciously, can be very judgy. And again, self-made wealthy people will love your hustle, and they won't care about what I'm about to mention as soon as they get to know you. But for that immediate first reaction, it is very important to have a nice looking car. Now don't freak out. I'm not saying you need to go buy a car to do this. Prospecting all over your entire city for renters like this is maybe a 3 or 4, 5, 6 day endeavor. Turo, baby, it's awesome. Turo.com. You can lease or rent for a few days a very high-end fancy car for a few $100s that will pay off 1,000-fold if you actually go do this, okay? Maybe just do it one day to get started. Go rent a car, go rent a Range Rover, go rent a Mercedes, BMW, whatever it is. Go to your prospecting, get your 6 leads that day. It'll take you about 7 or 8 hours, okay? You can do it. And then go out to dinner that night and celebrate new leads for a market that you're busting into. Seriously, you're gonna wanna celebrate. All right, guys, that is it for this tutorial. This is step number 1 for cracking into luxury real estate. In the next video, I'm gonna teach you how to do the letter writing. It's a very systematic thing. The script's very important, the envelope's very important, the stamp's very important. Everything's important for getting it opened and getting a call back. I'm gonna get in the details of that. And also, just to remind you, there is a PDF with this video. So text buyers to the phone number you see here, text just the word buyers to that phone number, and I will send you back a link to the PDF that will kind of remind you of all the steps necessary to get started, like making your list of houses, the script especially. You can see it right in front of you so you can practice it. So just text buyers to that phone number, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. I'll talk to you later.